Hi, I'm Jaqueline P'ng and this is the Evening Highlights. MRCB Land and Cyberview Sdn Bhd will jointly develop the first phase of Cyberjaya's future city centre. The first chapter will see the project sprawl over 21.6 hectares of freehold land. It has an estimated GDV of 5.35 billion ringgit. The project's first phase is a 150,000 to 200,000 square foot convention centre for tech-related businesses. It will include a business hotel, retail lots and offices, with homes ranging from affordable to high-end units to follow. Construction will begin in the first half of next year. It will take 7 years to complete. The entire project sits on 56.7 hectares of land with a total GDV of 8 to 10 billion ringgit. The whole city centre will be developed over the next 15 years. Currently, Cyberjaya has a population of 80,000. It can house about 400,000 people. Maxis says third quarter net profit attributable to ordinary shareholders shrank 6%. That's on the back of higher unrealized forex losses as well as higher cost of sales and finance expenses. Revenue, however, rose as it secured more prepaid subscribers. For the 3 months from July to September, net profit was down to 420 million ringgit. Revenue increased to some 2.2 billion ringgit. That brings the cumulative net profit for the first 9 months of FY15 to about 1.3 billion ringgit, down nearly 8% year-on-year. Revenue rose about 2.5% to 6.4 billion ringgit. Maxis said it saw a strong performance in its prepaid segment to date, with subscribers rising to 8,850 from 8,120. The growth in prepaid revenue was fueled by higher data usage, while for postpaid, growth came from customers subscribing to Maxis One plan. Smartphone penetration was also higher, with postpaid users reaching 75% and prepaid users 65%. Maxis also registered LTE users of about 2.4 million, up from 2 million the previous quarter. It declared a third interim dividend of 5 cents per share. BIMB Securities Research sent in a note this afternoon. It said the telco's normalized PATAMI of 1.4 million, which makes up 70% of its full-year forecast, did not meet its expectations. Looking at the higher expenses and finance costs, it's cutting its net earnings forecast for Maxis by 4.7% for FY15 and 4.5% for FY16. And it remains cautious on the telco's higher net gearing of 2.1 times. BIMB is retaining its whole call on Maxis, target price 6 ringgit 60 cent. Maxis ended the day 6 ringgit 65 cent, down 0.75%. A fund manager says the ringgit should stabilise between 4.2 and 4.4 against the US dollar by the end of this year. The worst performing currency in the ASEAN region fell to a 17-year low last month. Charlotte Chong has the details.
Affin Hwang Asset Management's Managing Director Teng Chi Wei says a lack of market movers means that the ringgit should remain weak against the greenback in the near term.
If it doesn't drop, it's very good already. Don't talk about even recovering for time being, because there are other challenges that ringgit faces. Some of them are domestic, some of them are global in nature. Then this 420 to 440 seems to finally finding a stability.
Teng thinks that the ringgit, which has depreciated by more than 30% from a year earlier, is undervalued and oversold at the current level. He believes that the ringgit should be quoted at 3.8 to 3.9 against the dollar. Political issues aside, low crude oil prices have also put the ringgit under pressure. And Teng says the commodity won't be getting a reprieve soon.
I don't see commodity prices rising until we see disruptions in supply, especially when it comes to oil. I think oil price is unlikely to recover.
He believes that oil prices will recover only in late 2016 or early 2017.
With downside risks remaining, it is not likely to see a massive rebound for the ringgit, but it is hoped that the ringgit will at least stabilise, raising hope that the worst could be over for the battered currency. Charlotte Chong, the HTV.
Malaysia remains in the 18th spot among 189 economies this year in a World Bank survey on the ease of doing business. That's because it has improved its business regulatory framework over the last year. Neighbouring Singapore is at the top of the ranking, followed by New Zealand and Denmark. Within the Southeast Asian region, Malaysia comes in second. It's trailed by Thailand, Brunei and Vietnam. The other economies, including Indonesia, lag behind. Among the big improvements that improved Malaysia's ranking was a move to make paying taxes easier and less costly for companies by making electronic filing mandatory. It also cut the property tax rate from 12% to 10% of the annual rental value for commercial properties for 2014. In order to improve the nation's business-friendly environment, the World Bank says Malaysia should reduce construction permit procedures and time taken to pay taxes. And that brings the evening highlights to a close. I'm Jaqueline P'ng. Thank you for watching.